Hello, everybody. This is Heather from Flavorful Tea and Fruit Company. If this is the first time you've been here to see some of my videos, welcome. I am a small business in Wisconsin, specifically Northeast Wisconsin. I started this business where I use 6 acres of land that my parents used to have as cow pasture, where I grow all the herbs, the botanicals, and fruit, including tropical fruit, in a greenhouse in my basement to be able to make my own tea creations. I started this officially July 28th of 2022, so while COVID was very much in its prime. But I was able to learn a lot about the things that I wanted to do. I thought that I was creating teas, when in reality, I was creating tisanes. I will have a video for you guys so that you can understand the difference between a tea and a tisane. Otherwise, today is not going to be specifically talking about that, but today we are going to be tasting a tisane. I'm also going to explain a little bit about what this tea is, where it comes from, its origin, some of the ingredients, and then also I'll show you how to create it with one of the teapots that I have here at the shop in Menasha. So first of all, this tea that I have inside of here is called Tickle My Tongue. And the ingredients look like this. So this is a caffeine-free tisane. And since it doesn't have any Camellia sinensis, which is the tea plant, inside of it, it is not a tea, it is a tisane. Anything that doesn't have Camellia sinensis in it is considered a tisane. Basically, it means caffeine-free teas. Now, this tea is very unique as it is coming from Germany. I work with a company in Germany where I was able to help create this blend. This is considered one of my alcohol-inspired teas. This tea is specifically a sparkling strawberry wine tea. Now, again, these are inspired, so there is no alcohol in them, but if you ever wanted to add any alcohol to them, you will just be elevating the flavor that already exists there. Now, this specific one does have strawberries in it. We do put a lot of our strawberries that we grow here in Wisconsin, and we have everbearing strawberries at the Flavorful Farm, and that is where we're getting a lot of these teas. So I already put the ingredients inside of my little teapot here. Now this is considered a Japanese teapot as it does have a handle that I can use on the side and it bevels with me. So when I put my top on here, which I'll do in about 2 seconds, it's not, the tea ingredients are never going to be coming out into my cup. So let's get the water. I use my Chefman tea kettle. It's an electric tea kettle that has different preset temperatures on it. This is at 212 degrees. I let this tea specifically get to a point where it cooled down and it's probably going to be around 200 degrees. I don't like to really boil my tea as there is a difference between boiled tea and boiling tea. I don't really want to boil my tea. It's not really what you were meant to do with tea. And yeah, just so that we don't get confused, you may have just noticed that I used the word tea instead of tisane. Now I'm going to explain to you if a specific tisane or tea is being in these videos being created, but then I am going to convert back to using the word tea, just because it's easier for most people to understand that what I'm talking about is tea. If I say tisane, you may not get as many people who understand it. So please forgive me if there's any confusion between me saying tisane and tea. Now for this one, this tea generally needs about 10 to 12 minutes to be able to infuse completely, but since we're using this specific type of teapot, I am able to infuse this quicker, and I'm also able to make more infusions. So I am using a type of tea making style known as gong fu, Gong, and then the next word, Fu. Gong fu is a type of tea making that is very popular in China, and because of it, it allows you to be able to make your teas or tisanes quicker, and you're also able to get more infusions out of it. There are some times when you are making these teas where you can put a teaspoon or two, and I have about 2 teaspoons inside of here right now, where you will get anything from 15 to 25 cups of tea out of it in just those teaspoons alone. Okay, so let's put a little bit of water in here. So So I'm just letting it fill up to the top. I'm gonna put this guy over here. Just gonna put this cover back on here. And while we're waiting for this to infuse, which I'm only going to let it infuse for about a minute or two, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what this tea is. So this tea has a ton of different ingredients and since it is coming from Germany, an EU country, there are going to be a lot more ingredients to this tea. So you may notice that there might be like pineapple pieces. Now those pineapple pieces or cubes are actually made out of pineapple and sugar. So you're going to see in parentheses in the ingredients where it will say exactly what those things are made out of. So not only do I give you the ingredients, so what they're actually called, but you're also going to get the ingredients to the ingredients, if that makes sense for you guys. Now I have two different kinds of cups up here. So in this tea set that I have, it comes with 4 of these tiny little cups. Now I have this specific tea set with me because the tea board is a little bit wonky. And I didn't want to have you guys purchase a wonky board, so I am going to use it. But I'm using this one that has a little bit of a wonky board. It's like the bamboo board that's on the tray here. I am trying to show you guys that even if your bamboo board warps a little bit, you can still use it. And it's actually quite common when you are using these tea sets where you will actually have the bamboo board start to warp. It's quite normal. You don't want to clean these bamboo boards with soap and water, and you don't really want to rub on the bamboo because it will actually cause it to frail, like to get kind of like, it's going to, the wood is going to start coming up and everything, and it's going to ruin the board. The best thing that you can do is you can put mineral oil on top of your bamboo boards to keep them longer. But also, when you are cleaning your tea set, you don't need to do it with soap and water. Really, all you need to do is you pour boiling water over top of your cups, your teapot, the tea tray, and everything. That is how you're going to clean your teaware. This is also part of the Gong Fu way of tea making. So try this, see how you like it. I didn't do it before this because I'm going to have specific videos where I'm showing you exactly how to do that so that it's not such long videos. Now, this has been in here for at least 2 minutes. I am going to be putting it inside of my double wall teacup right here, and you may notice that I do have something inside of here. And I'm kind of breaking my number one rule when you first try tea, and it's because I have sugar in here. Now, if you are somebody who is trying to enjoy the tea or tisane that you are making, the best way to do it is to try it without sugar first, and then you can add your maple syrup, your sugar, your honey, your stevia, whatever it is that you would like to add to it. But for the most authentic way of having your tea and tisanes, it is to always try it without any additives to it. So let's see what color this comes out to be. So this is going to be a very light colored tea. And I'm actually going to put the teapot off to the side so that I don't have anything that's going to cause it to, spill. I don't have a ton of space on these traveling tea sets. They are meant to be smaller. I will have another video where I show you my actual traveling tea set that I have, one that costs a little bit more than what these cost. It's bigger, has a lot more cups in it. I can use it for tea ceremonies, which I am going to do, so look forward to that also. Now, the reason why this is going to be of a lighter color is because I have not infused it for as long as it's meant to be infused for. But I'm still going to be able to get that essence and that taste from this tea. Now, most of the time in the Gong Fu style of tea making, you actually call this first tea infusion a wash. And generally what you do is you actually dump your first infusion, so the first wash, over top of your tea pads. In an upcoming video, you guys will be able to see my tea pads and everything, and understand like why tea pads are so important in some tea ceremonies, especially the Gong Fu tea ceremony. So let me smell this first. And one of the first things that I would always suggest that you guys do is smell the tea that you are going to be consuming. This is going to help your brain to prepare itself for what you are going to be tasting. And you're going to get a better experience by actually smelling your tea before you just start consuming it. Okay, so let me smell this quick. So I definitely can smell the strawberry. It's a very light smell because, again, this is not being infused for as long as it's meant to be infused, but I'm trying to show you guys how to do this the Gong Fu way. Now you can see that the color of the liquor is very, very, very clear. But if you allow it to infuse for 10 to 12 minutes, you are going to get a light pink color because of the strawberries that are inside of this tisane. Now, this is a little bit of a tinge of, it's a very pale yellow, and that's pretty common with a lot of tisanes, especially if they are coming from Germany. And it's specifically, sorry about that, it's specifically like that because of some of the ingredients. Now, I'll show you what the jar looks like again. You may notice that a lot of these ingredients in here actually kind of have like more of that orangish tinge and brownish color. Light brown, not like the brown that you're thinking of, like chocolate brown, but it's because of that you're getting some of that color. Now you can see a little bit of the strawberries, but because of the light, it might be a little bit hard. The next thing that I want you guys to do after you have smelled your tea, and then you looked at the liquor color, and it is called the liquor when you are talking about the color of the tea, then I want you guys to sip it. Now you can do this in many different ways, but I'm going to give you 2 ways that you can taste your this tisane or tea that you have so that you can get the best experience out of it. My first suggestion is to kind of slowly sip it and kind of do the thing where you're like, by doing that, you're allowing your tongue and the rest of your senses on your tongue to be able to get that flavor, and it's going to make the experience a lot better. Second way that you can do it is when you drink a little bit of it, swish it around in your mouth. Go like almost like you have mouthwash in your mouth, and do that so that you can start kind of getting not just the aroma, but you're also getting the flavor profile. So let's try this one. Ooh, ooh. So I do have to say, by having sugar in this tea, it just elevates the flavor. One thing that I want you guys to understand is when I put any additives into my tea or tisanes, it is because at the time I've already tried it the other way, and I may not be as, I may not like it as much just the normal way. Now, I do like this tea without sugar or any additives, but I put sugar in it this time because I wanted to explain what sugar does to tea and tisanes. Now, if I didn't have sugar in here, I would have a very subtle strawberry taste. It does actually kind of smell like wine also, guys, so if you really like the smell of sparkling wine, it definitely has that kind of smell, and it even kind of gives you that, because of the aroma, you actually get that kind of feeling of like, oh, I'm going to be trying wine. And sparkling wine has those bubbles, so it's almost kind of surprising when you drink this one that you don't really get that kind of like the carbonation that you would see inside of a sparkling wine. Now this one, because of the sugar, maple syrup, stevia, honey, all it is going to do is it's going to elevate the base ingredient of this tea. In tea tasting and tea blending, there is something known as a tea blending rule. It's more or less like a triangle. There are 3 sections. The bottom is the biggest, and that is what your base ingredient is going to be. And the base ingredient for this Tickle My Tongue tea is strawberry. So you're going to notice right away that it is going to be the first thing you taste. It is going to be there right away. It's going to linger a little bit. So it's something that you're also going to get in what is known as the middle of the triangle. The middle of the triangle is your mid note. You're still going to get a little bit of that strawberry, but you're also going to start getting a little bit more of the other flavors that are inside of here. And then on top of the triangle, which is the smallest section, it's considered your accent ingredient or your top note. Now this note is going to come after you swallow your tea and you kind of start getting the texture, or what is known as the mouth feel of the tea. Now, I do have to admit, by having sugar inside of the Tickle My Tongue tisane here, I do have a drying feeling. But that is not just because of the sugar that is inside of this one, it is also because of some of the ingredients. So, if you notice that you have a little bit of a drying sensation on the roof of your mouth and even on your tongue, that is what the texture of this tea is meant to be. When you drink sparkling wine, what is one thing that usually happens to you after you're done consuming it? You may notice that you actually get a little bit of that drying sensation. Now, what I was able to do, and when I was working with this company in Germany, is I was able to get that specifically. So let's try it again one more time, and I'll tell you what the mouthfeel is. Oh, I love that, guys. I am going to make another bunch of different infusions of this because I'm going to continue to drink it all day. But if you guys are interested in being able to purchase some of this, I would like you guys to check out my Facebook page. My Facebook page is just Flavorful Company or Flavorful Tea and Fruit Company on Facebook. Like and follow, it helps us with the algorithm on Facebook. And if you are watching this on Facebook and you haven't followed or liked yet, please do, and leave comments in these videos. It helps us. And if you are finding us on YouTube, then please, please, please subscribe to our channel. I am doing a challenge where I will have a video every single day. They're not going to be as long as this as all of them. I want to make them between 3 and 5 minutes long. This one just went a little bit because I just have so much knowledge that I want to share with you guys. But otherwise, guys, this mouthfeel of this is very much a drying mouthfeel. I will be teaching you guys a little bit more about how to describe what the aroma, the flavor profile, and the mouthfeel of your teas and tisanes are, but we'll do that in a future video. Otherwise, guys, I hope you have an amazing day, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. You are helping us by doing that. Thank you, guys. Bye.